Welcome to County Report this week. I'm Lorna Virgili, and thank you for joining us. Coming up in the next half hour, Ride On is recruiting bus operators. Plus, a new integrated health and shelter facility opens in Rockville. And later, we bring you a candid interview with nationally known journalist Cokie Roberts. But first, Montgomery County Executive Ike Leggett started hosting his annual budget forums. This week, he appeared on the county's Spanish language radio show to give a briefing on what the fiscal picture looks like. There is a deficit of $138 million approximately to begin with. So let's talk about that.
Well, although that is fairly significant and we will in fact resolve that, it will take some challenges and difficulties over the next couple of months to get that done. But you have to look at that in comparison to what we had a few years ago, which is nearly $1 billion shortfall.
Although the number is smaller than years ago, according to the executive, there are fewer options to face that challenge.
And this is why we have the public forums. That is to provide the public with an opportunity to discuss priorities and methodologies for addressing those challenges.
The concern about the numbers come from income tax revenue below projections, state and federal shortfalls, and debt increases, the maintenance of effort for MCPS and Montgomery College. Also, increases in operating cost of facilities and labor agreements. The inevitable option is cuts. We talked about that you were maybe considering some cuts across the board for county departments between 2 and 3%. Is that still on the table?
Right. We are close to a $140 million projected deficit out of a budget that is about $5.4 billion. And what we attempt to do is to try to provide at least some cushion so that we will have a little bit of flexibility going into the budget. So what we've asked is our departments currently will make certain reductions and submit budgets that are probably 2 or 3% less than originally projected. By doing so, we provide at least a little bit of a cushion so that we can resolve the $138 million shortfall. The executive will be hosting another 3 budget forums throughout the county. The January 25th forum at the Silver Spring Civic Building will be broadcast live on County Cable Montgomery. For more information on the budget, visit montgomerycountymd.gov/open-budget. In just a few days, the Montgomery County Council will return for its first meeting in 2017, and questions remain for both residents and small business owners on what the council will decide regarding the controversial issue of raising the minimum wage. My MC Media's Meady Hicks explains.
The Montgomery County Council is set to return on January 17th for its first meeting of the new year. One item up for discussion is the controversial issue of raising the minimum wage to $15 an hour by 2020. This land is your land. This land is my land. There have been many rallies across the county supporting the increase, and hundreds of letters and emails written to council members on why the bill should be approved.
Cost of living in this area is one of the highest cost of living. So for us not to have at least a $15 minimum wage is inexcusable. And not only should be $15 minimum wage, but it should also be tied to inflation, cost of living index.
My MC Media reached out to some opponents of the bill who are small business owners, but they declined an on-camera interview fearing boycotts from the community. Some did tell us over the phone that raising the minimum wage to $15 an hour by 2020 is too much too soon.
Best thing.
Marilyn Baucombe is the president and CEO of the Gaithersburg Germantown Chamber of Commerce. Baucombe says many small business owners in the county have reached out to her to voice their concerns.
The idea that people can just simply raise their prices or absorb that type of increase is a bit naive.
The county just approved a bill to raise the minimum wage to $11.50 by this July. Because of this, Baucombe believes the council should evaluate the impact of the first increase to determine how to move forward with an additional one.
I think that it would be great if the council could just study it a little bit more, listen to the businesses a little bit and look at the issue of extending the time frame a bit.
In Rockville, I'm Mitty Hicks for County Report This Week.
The Montgomery County Council recently recognized Montgomery College with a proclamation in honor of its 70th anniversary. MC will be celebrating this prestigious landmark until commencement of 2017.
Now, therefore, be it resolved, the Montgomery County Council supports and recognizes Montgomery College for 70 years of educating our community and being devoted to our overall mission that everyone succeeds. Presented this 13th day of December in the year 2016, signed by our council president, Roger Berliner. Congratulations, Dr. Pollard.
The college is celebrating its 70 years. It started obviously in 1946, and today is the day we actually received our proclamation from the county. We've had basically a series of events that we've been doing, rebranding a lot of the campus's main signature events. Our Spirit Week, that was actually a new endeavor, something that we did this year, and the whole college community really enjoyed it. Students and faculty, staff, everybody participated in it. We had door decorating contests, spirit contests. Dr. Pollard held pep rallies to travel to each of the campuses.
What we know for sure is that we're very fortunate to have a mission where we get to create opportunities and empower students to change their lives. We've been very fortunate for 70 years to have done that in Montgomery County, and certainly very grateful for 70 years of support from our council and from our executive, and certainly from the Maryland delegation as well. We know for a fact that this county is enriched by having us here. We believe deeply in the mission that we serve, and most importantly, we look forward to the next 70.
Today, this is one of our crown jewels, and I can't think of any instance when we're talking about education, whether it is for those who are on their path already or those who we want to get there. Montgomery College is always the one institution that we talk about and that we use as that bridge. And so congratulations to all who make this college what it is. My family, my youngest brother and sister went through Montgomery College. They're very successful people, and that is the story that you hear time and time again.
The inauguration of President-elect Donald Trump takes place on January 20th, and about 100 Montgomery County police officers are assisting the Metropolitan Police Department with security.
So we are sending about 100 officers down to D.C. to help the Metropolitan Police Department with security along the parade route and wherever else they may need us to help out at. But we are going to have officers still within the county, remaining vigilant at metro stations, monitoring the public transportation and the roadways here in Montgomery County.
According to Goodale, the officers are specifically trained for this work and are part of the Special Events Response Team. The Gaithersburg Police Department is sending 10 police officers to assist D.C. Montgomery County Fire and Rescue will also have crews and equipment along the parade route.
Of course, we get a lot of direction from law enforcement and Secret Service in particular, but DC Fire Department makes certain requests of us for apparatus and equipment, as they do for all of the National Capital Region. So we're sending a number of our EMS units down. This is primarily for the parade function and parade route, so a number of our EMS units and fire and rescue units are going down to be part of the parade activities. And basically they are on standby at certain locations and things along that lines. And we also will send a command team to go along with those.
Coming up on County Report this week, the Department of Transportation is launching a campaign to hire more ride-on bus drivers. And we take you to the opening of a new shelter for women in the city of Rockville. Stay tuned, we'll be right back.
Did you know there are more than 10,000 county government phone numbers? But there's only one number you need to remember for non-emergency calls, 311. MC311 is Montgomery County government's online telephone information system. Need information? Have a problem or complaint? Trying to locate a county government facility? Call 311. The call center is open Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. The website is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
In Montgomery County, we have a goal to reduce waste and recycle 70% of all waste by 2020. By recycling and reducing waste, we save natural resources and make our community even better. So recycle at home, work, school, everywhere, and keep recycling going. For more information, call the Montgomery County, Maryland Division of Solid Waste Services at 311 or visit montgomerycountymd.gov/recycling.
Keep it going. Recycle more now.
Welcome back to County Report this week. I'm Lorna Virgili. County Council Vice President Hans Rimmer has been chosen to serve as one of 2 local government advisors to the Federal Communications Commission's Intergovernmental Advisory Committee. Susan Kennedy reports on the details of this new role.
The Intergovernmental Advisory Committee advises the FCC on local telecommunications issues. During his 6 years on the County Council, Council Vice President Reamer has worked to strengthen the county's digital infrastructure. With this appointment, he will be working on the role state and local governments have on broadband development.
What I favor is creating local government having the right, the ability to create a competitive marketplace for high-speed internet for the residents, so that as a resident you can choose from many different providers, not just Comcast or not just Verizon, but Comcast, Verizon, Google, AT&T. That's what we really want, is a competition to provide the best service at the lowest cost. And the problem is that a lot of communities in this country don't have that. Some of them have no providers, some of them have one provider, and that's the way the market is. So I think local government has a real role to play, clearing the path, creating a more competitive market for people.
Reamer has worked to strengthen the county's investment in FiberNet by successfully funding a network operations center and putting forward a plan to make the governance and funding of FiberNet more sustainable. He has also championed the growing distribution of Chromebooks in the county schools and public Wi-Fi in urban districts.
So I've learned a lot working at the county council. For example, Montgomery County has a fiber network, over 600 miles of super high-speed fiber with over 500 buildings connected in, so we provide our own super high-speed internet. And the challenge of supporting that, funding that, servicing that network is something I've worked a lot on, but also how to leverage that network for more competition from the private sector to allow private companies to access our super high-speed internet network, or to allow other providers to come in and use pieces of it. So there's lots more that we can do.
Reamer will serve on the Intergovernmental Advisory Committee for the 2017-2019 term. In Rockville, I'm Susan Kennedy for County Report This Week.
Ride On Bus Service is hiring bus operators and looking for applicants who want a good career within the Department of Transportation. Eric Sims is here in the studio with us today, and he is a former bus operator and now the chief of the Silver Spring Depot. Eric, first, welcome, and how many bus operators are you looking for?
Yes, we're currently looking for 100 bus operators for the year 2017.
Oh, that's wonderful news. Now, what are some of the requirements to apply?
A person must have at least 3 years of driving experience, must be over 21 years of age, must have a good driving record, and also possess good customer service skills.
Eric, what are some of the benefits that the bus operators receive?
Okay, bus operators receive annual leave, which is their vacation time, sick leave. They also get health insurance and life insurance for themselves and health insurance for their families. And the annual salary is $39,000 per year to start.
Very well. Thank you so much for joining us today. And for more information, do visit montgomerycountymd.gov/careers. State and local leaders gather at 2nd Taft Court in Rockville for the unveiling of a new integrated health and shelter facility for those in need. My MC Media's Mitty Hicks has more.
It's out with the old and in with the new for female residents of the Wilkins Avenue Interfaith Works Women's Center as they transition into an updated facility.
We outgrew that shelter within the last 10 years. We have not enough space for the ladies. The conditions weren't really as great as they should have been.
Fast forward to now, and the new shelter, 2 Taft Court, offers women more space and more comfort in times of need.
I love it. It's great. It's bigger than Wilkins Avenue is. I mean, it's wonderful. We got 2 big lounges.
Since many of the residents in the Interfaith Works Women's Center utilize public transportation, this new facility also makes it easier for them to access health care, thanks to a partnership with Cornerstone Montgomery and CCI Health and Wellness Services.
Now we have the advantage of being able to refer them just upstairs so that we can have more access for the clients that might be hesitant to get on a bus and go somewhere.
Because I was here 3 years ago for 9 months, and I had to go out to my appointments, and it was freezing cold outside during the wintertime.
And how long did it take you to get to those appointments?
About 2 hours.
Both county and state leaders in attendance for the unveiling of this integrated health facility say Two Taft Court is an excellent model for the state.
It's very exciting that they're bringing all these resources in one place, kind of a one-stop shop, so to speak, bringing primary care, behavioral health, as well as dental services in one place.
Staff at this innovative facility say they plan to serve more than 1,000 Montgomery County residents annually. In Rockville, I'm Mitty Hicks for County Report This Week.
Coming up on County Report This Week, the deadline to enroll for health insurance under Obamacare is fast approaching. Our Department of Health and Human Services is eager to help. And some of the county's Korean residents celebrated the anniversary of the first Korean immigrants who came to America. Stay tuned, we'll be right back.
Get to MC and we'll get you going.
Welcome back to County Report This Week. I'm Lorna Virgili. We would like to remind county residents that time is ticking away to enroll in the Affordable Care Act. Open enrollment is going on now until January 31st. If you need help navigating the insurance exchange, don't worry, the county's Department of Health and Human Services is offering free assistance. Also, it's important that people who already have coverage through the Maryland Health Connection renew their policies. They should also check out new medical coverage options. Applications can be submitted online by visiting marylandhealthconnection.gov. You can also go to county clinics and get free help filling out the form. For more information on those locations, please call 311. Montgomery County's Korean residents celebrated the 114th anniversary of the first Korean immigrants who came to America, with a celebration held in Rockville that included Korean food, tradition, and art. Crystal Park has more.
Korean Americans make up the third largest Asian American community here in Montgomery County. And today they celebrated the 114th anniversary of the first Korean immigrant to set foot on American soil. Displays of art showcase traditional Korean garb known as hanbok, a colorful multi-layered dress worn by women on formal occasions. The Korean American Day celebration, held in Rockville, marks the 114th anniversary of the first Korean immigrants to arrive in the U.S. via Hawaii. Today, Korean Americans make up a significant portion of the Asian community in Maryland as well as Montgomery County.
And the Korean community is just a fabulous part of the fabric of our community. We have over 18,000 Koreans in our community, and it's really such a rich culture and has enriched Montgomery County.
The Korean drums, known as Changgu, are an integral part of Korea's musical history. Young children demonstrate a traditional Korean drum song. This fan dance represents the different parts of a flower. And of course, there was a Taekwondo demonstration, the traditional Korean martial art. The League of Korean Americans co-sponsored the event. President Jae Young-shin says it was important for her to showcase Korean culture to Americans as well as the younger generation of Koreans who are growing up in the U.S.
We need to ensure our history is not forgotten. It is our responsibility to hand down our culture and traditions to our future generations so that our rich history is not lost.
In Rockville, I'm Crystal Park.
The city of Jiaxing, China, is a long way from Rockville on a map, but the cities share a unique relationship that brings them closer with each visit. Rock 11 Now's Tony Pleo has more.
Rockville recently hosted a delegation from its friendship city of Jiaxing, China, that culminated in a reception at City Hall and a special recognition during the mayor and council meeting later that evening.
We are thrilled to have you in our city and thrilled to continue the conversations with you all.
Rockville's Sister City Corporation handles correspondence between the two cities and is looking forward to strengthening the bond with Jiaxing in the near future.
Yeah, Jiaxing has been Rockville's friendship city since 2009, and we're currently looking at expanding trade and commerce relations with them, in addition to expanding our cultural programs with them. The folks in Jiaxing, our counterparts, are speaking with their higher governmental officials about expanding the relationship to a sister city relationship.
应该说对我们嘉兴整个经济社会文
This relationship is about 7 years now. We're looking for a 10-year anniversary in the 2019. And this relationship to Jiaxing has been impacted from social, economic, and cultural. This is actually a window of looking into the world. So we really appreciate to have this relationship with Rockville.
That change in relationship status from friendship to sister city requires additional discussion and recommendation from the Rockville Sister City Corporation and discussion and approval by the Rockville Mayor and Council. To learn more about Rockville Sister City Corporation, head to rockvillesistercities.org. For County Report this week, I'm Tony Pleo.
Coming up on County Report this week, winter is still here, but the Recreation Summer Guide is already out and registration opens soon. And we sit down with a national known journalist who is a county resident. We bring you a candid interview with Cookie Roberts. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
So, I'm kind of new here, but I've noticed a trend. My human does this funny thing where she goes around and gets all my toys, and then she hides them in that basket by the door. You know, but it's always the same basket, and it's always in the same place. And then she acts so surprised when I find them, but, you know, she's putting them in the same basket. Again. It's like, hello, that's where you put it last time. You were the worst at hide and go seek.
County residents are required by law to clear sidewalks in front of and alongside their properties within 24 hours of the end of a snowstorm. Working together, Montgomery County can stay safe and warm this winter. Good neighbors clear their sidewalks of ice and snow. For more information, call 311 or go to montgomerycountymd.gov/safe sidewalks.
Welcome back to County Report this week. I'm Lorna Vergelli. Bethesda resident Cookie Roberts has spent her entire life surrounded by politics. The youngest child of U.S. Representatives Hale and Lindy Boggs. In this month's FaceTime interview, Susan Kennedy catches up with Cookie Roberts at her Bethesda home, where they talked about politics, Montgomery County, and how she started her career as a journalist.
I got into journalism totally by accident. My first job out of college was here in Washington, working at WRC-TV. In 1977, I started working at NPR. And so I've been at NPR ever since. And then starting in 1980, had jobs for PBS. And then I went to ABC in 88.
Yeah. Cokie Roberts grew up in a political home, and she will tell you that shaped her into the journalist she is today. Her late sister Barbara Boggs Sigmund served as the mayor of Princeton in the 1980s, and her late brother Thomas Boggs was a powerful Washington attorney. She says politics was the primary language the family spoke.
Because of my upbringing, I not only learned a great deal about our government, but I also learned a great deal about history, because my family was always very engaged in the history of the nation. And that gives a lot of context to what I do. I had the advantage of having an education in American government my whole life.
Roberts was an outspoken critic of President-elect Donald Trump during the campaign.
Obviously, you grew up in politics around your mom and dad. Have you ever seen anything like this where you have
But she says she respects the office of the presidency and will wait until his administration gets in office before making any commentary.
I remember election night sitting in the studio as it was clear that Donald Trump was going to be elected president, and one of my colleagues saying, you know, these are uncharted waters. But my response was, well, the voters hated the charted waters. I have tremendous faith in the system, and I have a deep respect for the office of the presidency. And I think what you have to do, as President Obama said, is give President-elect Trump the benefit of the doubt and see where he goes with it.
Let's talk about Montgomery County. You've lived in this house for quite some time. This is your parents' house. Why is this a place that you've chosen to call home?
Montgomery County is a really special place, and it's so wonderfully diverse now. You know, the fact is, when I was growing up here, it was basically a white bread suburb of Washington. Now it is, as you well know, the schools are majority minority, and still wonderful, wonderful schools, which tells you that this can be done, that this is not something that is a result of having minorities in schools. It's a result of not paying attention. And the Montgomery County schools have paid attention. And it is a beautiful place to live. It's got wonderful services, and it's a terrific place to raise a family.
Well, summer is still some time away, but the county's Department of Recreation has made its guide for summer camps available, and registration is open on January 17th, offering a wide range of classes designed to help participants stay active and have fun. There is plenty to do in Montgomery County for young adults and children. The county launched a new recreation enrollment website where residents can open an account and register for classes and other programs. To begin using Active Montgomery, you must set up an account at activemontgomery.org. You can find the summer guide online at montgomerycountymd.gov/rec, or you can call 240-777-6840 for more information. Now get ready to walk off all those extra calories you may have consumed over the holidays. Montgomery County Recreation will kick off the 100-mile challenge on January 26th. Residents are encouraged to participate on their own or in groups. The program is self-reporting, and the goal is that you complete 100 miles in 100 days. That's just 1 mile a day. Tracking logs will be sent to everyone who registers at the website on the screen. For more information, call the number or visit the website that we've provided right here. And with that, we close this edition of County Report this week. Remember to like us on Facebook and to join us again at this time every week for a look at what's going on inside Montgomery County. I'm Lorna Virgili, and thank you for watching.